Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne, and welcome to your last reading of the year and the month. I'm doing the mid-month readings for every single sign, and I was trying to get the cord down there, forgive me. And I am excited because the readings have been very powerful and very in tune and in alignment with what's happening in the universe, in the world, in an individual and a collective way. And so for those that are new, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you stopping in. There's a lot of people out there to watch, and I watch a lot of them myself, and so I just appreciate you taking the time. What I do in my normal format is I pick a featured sign every day, and I then pick a highlighted connection that Spirit wants them to know about in the love connection category. Love connections of all forms, you know, single, family, work relationships, romantic, animals, you know, everything is incorporated and inclusive when it has to do with the love connections. And then I pick four major categories that the beautiful tarot and oracle messages have to, you know, provide for us. And along with my intuition and my spiritual guidance. And that's pretty much it. So it's just a kind of a preview of what I do. And I will be doing private readings in the new year for sure, at least a couple of days a week. So if you're interested, you might want to start contacting me now because I want to get the technology end of it up, but I'm also putting it out there verbally to you. I do it in person where I work, and you know, this is a new format more or less. And so I'm excited to get it going. And hopefully you'll like what you're seeing and you'll resonate with the readings. So today's featured sign is the beautiful air sign and fixed sign, but what they call the humanitarian sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is really, really like all air signs, very much of a thinker, a mind sign where, you know, they really figure everything out in their minds, and they love to educate themselves. They love to expand their knowledge, their minds. They love to communicate, and that can be in any form. They can do it through written, through spoken. They're usually very eloquent and capable of communicating, and that is something that they are quite proud of and that they hold in high esteem. They could be teachers, public figures, and most of the time Aquarians definitely are in charge of large groups. That's their forte. They really want to see things happening in big ways. You know, they are futuristic thinking. They're ruled by Uranus, which is a very powerful energy we've had throughout the year, being as Jupiter has been in your sign, Aquarius, as well as excuse me, I say that a lot, starts with an S, but I mean to say Saturn. So alongside each other, the whole year of the freedom-seeking Uranus, you know, the independent, the shaker-upper, you know, surprises, unexpected revelations and revolutions and inventions and that sort of thing with technology, medicine, all the beautiful things that help the world. Hence the whole Aquarian energy kind of vibe I mentioned, versus Saturn, which is a very, what they call the taskmaster, you know, very familiar and very determined sign to keep you on task, to keep you conform to your purpose, your intention, you know, not letting you get off the beaten path too much. You know, oxymoron basically, you know, freedom versus confinement or constriction, right? So that's happening. And then actually, Aquarius, Jupiter leaves your sign on the 29th of December. So I'm going to mention a few things astrologically. They're very potent, very powerful transits happening right now. We're still in the season of Sagittarius for a few more days. And that is that lively, fiery, passionate, spirited, you know, optimistic, Jupiter-ruled sign that's just putting forth these intentions and watching them happen, you know, one by one. Not to mention that we had the new moon on the 4th of December in Sagittarius. That was extremely powerful. It was a solar eclipse, which is like a new moon on steroids. The information, the storyline, the guidance is going to be coming through for months to come. If it hasn't already been something you're very aware of, because it can happen extremely quickly too. So that's an exciting energy for you as well, Aquarius, because air element as yourself and fire work extremely well together. And then We have Venus in the sign of Capricorn, which is a very earthly energy, grounded energy, practical, but success-driven energy. So it is, Venus is in the sign of Capricorn. It will be retrograding on December 19th. And the season of Sagittarius will end on the 21st, along with the winter solstice, which, represents the cardinal aspect of Capricorn, bringing in a new season, a change of atmosphere, a change of weather, a change of how we feel. A lot of changes, a lot of transformation is occurring and has been. Generally, it can happen every moment of every person's life. But there are these powerful influences when it's with eclipses, and we still have the influence of the harmonious energy of Taurus with Capricorn. That was the full moon eclipse on the 19th of November. That is once again about practical, about, grounding our ideas and making them permanent and realistic and, tangible in all areas of our life. But Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus as well as Libra. So when Venus goes retrograde, for all of us, we feel more of a sense of urgency and internalizing of our love, our relationships, our money, how we're spending it, how we're investing it, a change of thought, or perhaps reviewing things in the way that we want to feel more stable, secure for the long term. Those are all of the possibilities and energies that are going to be affecting all of us, but especially if you happen to have Venus as your ruling planet. It's just the way it is. Those are the people that are going to feel it even more. But it's important. It's not bad. It's not negative. It's just, it slows down so you have a chance to really have some, what is the word? Introspection, but it's a time of review and renewing and revisiting and just really kind of thinking over the year to this point. It's been an interesting and difficult and challenging year for a lot of us, but you persevere, you get through it. We all do. We just keep going through it and changing and growing and evolving, which is what spirit and all the planetary aspects are there for us to have, to better ourselves in the highest good of everybody involved. And so that's what's going on, Aquarius. And I still feel like you've had some major, beautiful changes this year with Jupiter in your sign. And those changes can affect you for the next 12 years, when then again, Jupiter comes back around. It only visits our signs every 12 years. So it's a very special, auspicious time. And I hope that's what's happened for you. And I also want to send incredible, loving, warm, generous, prosperous, safe energy to all of you during the holidays, whatever season you may be celebrating. It's a time of gratitude and love. I mean, the love that you can feel for the people around you that matter to you, the most important aspect of our lives. And so, relationships are huge with the Venus and also retrograde. So it's working through mending, healing, purging, all of those come to play. So I'm going to pick your highlighted connection for you that Spirit wants you to know about. And this could be a person, a feeling, an energy, a circumstance, a time frame that might affect you very strongly, or you already have had this happen. If you're not feeling it now, it could very well come in with retrograde, because the Venus retrograde will last through, it starts on the 19th of December through the 29th, and then there'll be a shadow period in Capricorn for another month or so. But also we will be having a Mercury retrograde mid-January for about 3 weeks. As usual, 6 months out of the year we have retrogrades. And so we'll talk about that in January, but both of those can bring people into our lives, back into our lives for review, for revisiting once again, for re-establishing, reconnecting. You never know. Life is amazing that way. So your beautiful energy and highlighted connection that's being brought forth for you, Aquarius, is in the middle. So let me do that a second time, please, because that's Virgo. Okay, I've done Virgo a couple times. What was interesting is that Taurus had Virgo as a highlighted connection, and then Virgo had Taurus. So there's a really strong connection with the earth energies, and that makes sense because we have a lot of that energy happening with Capricorn season, with the Taurus, eclipse, of course, eclipses being so incredibly powerful for all of us. And then, Virgo being an earth sign as well. So I like this for you a lot. And it's one of those very polarity kind of energies, earth and air. And yet you really have similar interests and drives. And Virgo is a mutable sign. You are a fixed sign, Aquarius. But Virgo is about structure, Mercury ruled, so it's about the mind. And there's where you two really click, because as an air sign, you're always thinking, always wanting, the movement of Mercury is fast. And that's why when it goes into retrograde, there's a slowing down, there's a pause of sorts, a time to think and establish and, finish details before moving forward again. And so there is that drive, there is that that desire to persevere. There's a great sense of service when it comes to Virgo, and caring and helping and expanding and growing, basically. They want to, they're perfectionists in a lot of ways with themselves mainly, but they're organized and they're accountable and they're reliable and they're loyal. And we all want someone like that in our corner, right? So they're the calm in the storm, they have the answers, and it's a great partnership in many ways for you, Aquarius. So take heed, and it could be just that you may have those energies in your natal chart. I always ask that you watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus placements, because all of them are part of who you are, and sometimes you resonate more with others than you would the sun. So let me read the 4 major categories that have to do with this beautiful highlighted connection, as well as all of your relationships. Okay, Aquarius? So there's usually a message here for everybody that watches in some capacity. I am using for the last portion of the month and year the beautiful Art Nouveau Tarot deck that has shiny, shimmery, glowy gold aspects to every card. And the first category is always the overall energy bringing you to the reading today. If you have not had a chance to watch the beginning of the month, you might want to watch it to compare notes and see how things have transpired and how they're moving, and just seeing if you're on that same wavelength, and if you have been resonating, if it's making sense. Please let me know. I love the fact that my viewers tend to share and comment, and I always comment back to you. And for you, my beautiful Aquarians, you have, I like this a lot. This is the Queen of Cups. So this is a heart-centered energy. This is interesting because Jupiter changes from your sign, from being there the whole year to, well, with a couple of small, months of exceptions when it entered into Pisces, and now will be in Pisces as of December 29th. That would be the cups. That is the water energies. That's what the part of us that feels and has those emotions that are very, very strong and we feel content, we feel fulfilled, we feel creative. That is the water receptive energy, the feminine energy. There's a lot of masculine energy when we have the fire sign energy. It's just what it is, And then we, within each of us, have feminine or masculine. So this is bringing forth as an air sign, which is a masculine sign as well as an Aquarius, your heart-centered emotions. You're feeling extremely, there's that love, aspect with Venus. It's really coming to the forefront for all of us around the holidays. Maybe your kids were away at college, they're coming home. Maybe you haven't seen somebody you care about dearly, a friend, a work partner, anything. It's just collaboration with friends and connections with family again that to me, I can never have enough of, but I look so forward to. And the Queen is the intuition. It is the just knowing how important that is, and sharing that and feeling extremely mature and caring and generous and heart-centered. So, and trust me, that's the energy of Pisces, and Jupiter in Pisces, very comfortable in the sign of Pisces, as it had been its more historical ruling planet, now being Neptune, which is also in the sign of Pisces. Watch and listen and feel just the incredible intuition that might be heightened during the time with Jupiter in Pisces, starting at the end of the month, watch for your creative juices just starting to flow, and just this incredible second chakra energy really lighting up, and thinking, wow, that's amazing. I haven't felt that way in years, or if I have, I haven't utilized it, I haven't put it into, actual physical reality for myself, which is what the grounding energy is. It's about love and relationships. It's about renewal of that. It's about beginnings of that, all sorts of beautiful, positive energies. So, yeah, I love it. I love that as being the first overall energy. The second category is that of possible obstacles or blessings. A lot of obstacles become blessings, right? In hindsight, when we don't necessarily see them at that time. This is the Uranus energy in your sign, in the fact that it's been in Taurus and will remain for years still. Uranus, and the changing instant to a fully different life and inspiration or idea or epiphany. I think it's mostly positive. Yes, things happen out of the blue that we don't expect, that aren't, but we work through them, and it's about that. It's always about growing, as I said, and moving into the better and best selves that we can be. So the second category for you, beautiful. Oh my, there you are. Wow, this is powerful. This is the Queen of Swords. This is you. This is you. This is Libra. There's that Venus, connection again, as Venus rules Libra. That is in the sign of Capricorn, but also, as a ruler of Libra, brings it to mind. And it is also Gemini, which, by the way, I forgot to say, we have the full moon in Gemini. A very, very beautiful, bright, air element, your fellow air sign. The Mercury rolled, so very fast, very mutable, very changeable, very fun, exciting, very interested in mind and activity of growth and teaching and learning, and known many times the archetype of Gemini as the teacher. Communication, once again, great communication, opening the doors to ideas and new opportunities, basically, and that new moon in Sagittarius, all of this pointing to beginnings, to fresh starts, to major transformations. So, yeah, just feeling in your energy, in your power, in your truth. The thing about air signs is, yes, they can be detached because they're very mental and they're very focused, and they don't want to, they don't want the two to, they don't want to combine their emotions if it's going to keep them from doing their best work. They know how to detach that. But it looks to me as though you've got plenty of emotion, plenty of love in your heart and your mind. So between the two of those, that is the ultimate in creativity and manifestation. It's the, the holistic, as above, so below. It's perfect and it's beautiful. It is a blessing, And like I said, I feel like this is the time of year where we all can sit back and just, in retrospect of all the blessings we have, through the hardships, through the tough times, there's amazing, beautiful things to focus on and feel thankful for. And so the third category is that of finances. This is the tangible, the coins, the pentacles, the ground, earth energy. What matters and what's important, our safety, our sustenance, our food, our relationships, family, our jobs, day-to-day, work activities that we do. Our bodies, my gosh, our bodies, caring for, taking care of, nurturing. And you have, okay, excellent. It's perfect. It is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the, this is the card, it's a major arcana, and it does represent, it represents the sign of Taurus. Structure, dogma, things done in a specific way, from years and years and years of past regimented and things. The rite of passage, the marriage card, the commitment to yourself, to another, to, taking that next step, that next level up. And it could regard something having to do with your finances or your wealth. To me, wealth is what's the most important and what you feel brings you wealth, whether it's your own health, which I mentioned, which is always number one for me, your family, your loved ones. I mean, that generally means so much more than money or wealth in that way. But of course, we need money to survive. So it's nothing to ever feel like you shouldn't want or ask for. It's absolutely what we all have every right to ask for, as much as you want. It's unlimited, it's infinite, it's a mindset. So I think you're going to be receiving money in ways that have to do with a partnership, perhaps, or in a very standard, structured way. Definitely hierarchy comes to mind, government, banks, institutions kind of thing, where it's done in a very set and, exact manner, and it will come through. And that's the thing about the Taurus energy of the full moon. Like, it does have a lot to do with how we're feeling about the value of ourselves and money and the energy of that. The reciprocity. Are we giving more than we're receiving? Are we being smart and sensible for our future? And are we looking into long investment type of ventures? This would be the card that would say yes to that. And I like it. And something that's, like I said, going to be more permanent versus, I'll play the lottery and see what happens. This is really investing and getting information in the proper channels. So, and it's very cool that it's, Taurus, because Taurus has a huge influence on us right now. And Taurus and Scorpio will be the season of the next year and a half of eclipses. So that's a lot about everything I just said, and the transformation with the Scorpio aspect, the deep transformation and rising above and moving forward. So the final category is that of wishes and surprises. I usually say surprises and wishes, so there are a lot of surprises, right? And some of them are amazing, and you may be enjoying a lot of your friends' birthdays and the ones to come. Happy birthday, all Capricorns, for next week, and certainly Sagittarius if it's today. Blessings and incredible loving energy for you and your birthday and the new year and your new age and your new whatever you want it to be. Because I know you think big, you think grand, and you do achieve your goals. And I also know that wishes are something we manifest ourselves. It's a co-creation, but it's part of what we're thinking in every moment. Every moment is part of what our future will bring. And being very aware of that is the whole law of attraction. Our thoughts become things. Let's create what we want. Let's create intentionally. And you have the Magician. Wow, what an amazing, beautiful reading. So you've got 2 queens and 2 major arcanas, and the Magician is the magic. It's the magic of life. You add the intellect with the heart, and then the magic happens. You've created it, you've manifested it, you're the master at this. You have all the tools you need, all the elements are in here, and you're the master of your mind, your body, your ideas, your thoughts, your dreams, your wishes. And you're not stopping. And you're a fixed sign, Aquarius. I know Aquarians. I have a sibling that's an Aquarius, and I can't think of a time where she didn't put her mindset on something, and it actually happens. And it may take time, though. There is that very important caveat. You do want to be patient. Divine timing is essential, and you can fight it, but it will happen in its proper time. But you can certainly initiate it, you can certainly create it, you can imagine it, and you can have it. So good for you, boy. Good for you. And I see the cup being more prevalent in the forefront, which is your creativity, your love, your romance. Romance is going to be big. It's going to be more key in my readings for the month. You'll hear it over and over, and through January with the retrograde in Venus, it will bring up circumstances with that. And I'm excited because I think it can be amazing and beautiful and very, very informative for all of us, So I'm going to finish with your 2 oracle messages. And the first one is the beautiful Psychic for the Tarot deck by did I say that right? Psychic Tarot for the heart. I knew something was missing, the heart. And it's a beautiful deck. I love it so much. I brought it out. I've had it about a year and a half. Whoops. And it covers everything, the major arcana, all of the elements, and the chakras, which is really special because not a lot of decks do that. And so for you, beautiful Aquarian, you have, I really want to cry right now. It has been a very beautiful time for you, and I think you realize that more than ever, but you have, and I have never pulled this, is that 3? Yes. Share the love. And that's exactly what it's about. That is what really life is about. I mean, when you really think about it, it's the most powerful energy that heals and helps grow and mend, and it's so powerful, and it moves mountains, and it changes everything, you know, the authentic love, and it's about sharing. And of course, I know you know about that. You're great at that. You love to love. You love to be social. You love to share. And you care. So how perfect is that you would get that? And always knowing that, and that first card being the Queen of Hearts is exactly the Queen of Hearts. I'm sorry. The Queen of Cups. I see the heart in the hand. Whew. Okay, but let me read to you what it says, because like I said, I've never picked this card, and I've been using this deck for a while, but I use it intermittently. So I'm really kind of, I'm moved. And so the green is what is the green? The green, I want to say it's the earth, but let me double check for you. I don't remember right now, and you'd think I would, but let me double check. Violet. I think the red is wait a minute, what's going on here? Bear with me. Okay, so I believe, yes, it is the cups. Of course it's the cups. It's your heart. It's the green, like the green chakra. It is the heart center. So 3 is about evolving, emerging, working with others, you know. It's definitely growth and, abundance and, yeah, seeing the changes, feeling it, working it and continually expanding, which is what, actually Jupiter's been doing for you. It expands everything it touches and what you focus on and what you want. Be careful of what you want, right? So the words are, the key words: friendship, celebration, rejoice, and community. Go figure for you, right? Aquarius, community. Perfect. You're entering a period of joy and tranquility. However, this card speaks of friendship rather than romance, suggesting that this is an opportune time to connect with friends. For the time being, let go of any desires, anxiety, or stress around romantic relationships. Instead, focus on your relationships with your friends. Turn to them for support if you need it, and find reasons to celebrate with them. Well, this is a holiday season. If there ever were a time, it would be now. It seems as though you're doing that and feeling really good about it. Rejoice in the fact that they'll always be there for you and you for them. And I mean, that alone is such a beautiful knowing, isn't it? To have that kind of friendship or relationship, which is going to be key, and it's probably going to be even more so. So we'll have even more fun. There'll be even more revelations about that very thing. So I absolutely love this reading. I'll finish with your Super Attractor Manifestation deck, where you create the life you want exactly, as long as you allow for, flexibility in that, as far as timing and exactly how you get it. Sometimes you can even do that, honestly, and it's happened. But it's nice to be more flexible and say, this is my out, this is what I truly want. That's the end goal, but I know I don't necessarily have to know how I go about it. And as they always say, it's the journey. It honestly is. Because when you get to that end goal, then you're like, okay, now I want to do this. It's just a continuum, right? Constant craving, that beautiful song that was written by Katie Lang. It's just, it's true. It's a constant craving, which is great. We want to do that. We want to keep elevated and imagining, that we can continue to grow and change and want and allow and create, right? So for your final message, and if you do like what you're seeing here, please do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe, which is like following me. Certainly share, and all of it is extremely supportive, and it's free. And I just really, really appreciate all of you that have this whole year. It means a lot. This way, as I said, of presenting things is different, and I'm gaining more understanding as I go along, not necessarily technology-wise, but... And by the way, that the uploads are taking forever with this Venus retrograde. It just does. And I'm a Libra, so of course it's even more notable. I actually have 4 placements in Libra, so I just go with the flow. I will get them up, I promise. It's taking longer, but please bear with me. And your final message is, each time I choose to tune into spirit, guidance of the highest truth shows up for me. It's absolutely exactly what it's about. Tuning in, tapping in, as Esther Hicks says, and just allowing, and voila, you create what you need, what you want, and for the highest good. So yes, have a beautiful, beautiful holiday. Take good care, be safe, and thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope to see you next year. Until then, bye for now.